Now for stretching, what I'm trying to focus on a little bit more is my hip adductors and abductors. And those are the muscles that run down the sides and inside of your legs. And those seems to be the ones that are kind of the most tight for me specifically. My quads are not really that tight, but it's really those two sets of muscles that are giving me the most stress. So right now what I'm trying to do is stretch out both of those. And so what I'm doing is my knees down on the ground. I'm trying to push my hips forward, not necessarily down just yet, but I'm trying to push them forward. And then when I kind of get forward, then push it like maybe an angle to kind of go down, and hold that for like 3 to 5 seconds and do like 4 or 5 sets of that to kind of really try and get that lactic acid out of the way. This is also how you can learn how to do the splits, but I have never actually learned how to do the splits. There we go. And then swap over, same thing. So knees down, your foot could be forward, it could be back, it doesn't really matter. I'm kind of focusing on pushing my hips forward and then down to really get that stretch down in those two muscles. This is going to really hopefully as well engage a little bit of the glutes on the leg that's up and allow you to stretch that out a little bit more. These aren't really necessarily going to add a ton of flexibility to you, because these are what I'm more focused on, is just kind of getting that lactic acid out of my muscles and bringing my muscles back to sort of a baseline thing. But if you wanted to really get these to improve your flexibility, kind of speaking, you're going to want to do maybe 3 sets, hold 10 to 15 seconds, and then when it really comes down to a flexibility, I'm a fairly flexible person, not incredibly, is that you need to focus on each muscle group, because if one muscle group is tight, it's going to impair your perceived flexibility in another group. So my hamstrings have consistently been a very tight muscle group for me, which is probably why I don't feel things as much in my quads, because when I stretch my quads, I feel, okay, that's great. But then when I'm trying to work, the hamstring is what gets tight much quicker than the quad, even though the quad is the primary muscle that's being worked. There we go. And so for this one, you literally just kick your foot up, push your hips back, and then you're going to kind of sink into that stretch until you feel it in your hamstrings down into your calf. There we go, and that's for sides. So here. Yeah, that left leg is always bad. I'm right hand dominant, right leg dominant, so I always did all my kicking and my movement generally with my right foot, which is why my right leg is more flexible than my left. Hopefully the phone is not overheated. I'm checking in a second. There we go. All right, let's check the phone, make sure it hasn't overheated. Yay, it hasn't. All right. After those, a simple toe touch is going to work fine. You're just going to bend down, hinge at your hips. This way so you can see your hips will what need to hinge. It's not your back. You're not trying to like arch your back. You're trying to hinge at your hips like a deadlift, and then go down, and then you can relax your back if you want to go deeper into the stretch after you've hinged as far as your hips can go. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. And if you can't touch your toes, that's fine. You can literally just, hang and try and get as far as you can. Focus on hinging at your hips. Don't try and arch your back so you can touch your toes. Hinge at your hips so that your legs are feeling that stretch down your hamstrings. And then, since I have this table, we'll do this. So this one, you're basically just sitting down. I can feel this one in my glutes. down in the back, kind of right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you have a table next to you, you can take your foot up. You can grab it if needed. It's going to go right above your knee. And then you're just going to kind of sit down into that stretch. And swap around to the other side. Time. And that's about it. So cumulatively, this whole ordeal with me talking, I think took about 15 minutes. And that's a little bit longer than I was thinking this should be for the squats. So interesting development in this challenge, and I'm excited to where we'll go, moving forward.